You are listening to the Frankton Eagles Report every Thursday on the Central Indiana Sports Report. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, Frankton Eagle fans, and welcome back to the Frankton Eagles Report, our weekly look inside the Frankton Eagles, what just recently happened and what's coming up. And we get to meet the team. And this week, along with head coach Brent Brobston, who we have on the podcast every week, seniors Noah Melvin and Eli Birch. It was a lot of fun. And I sometimes asked them some really uncomfortable questions. I asked the three of them a series of questions to help me get to know the players a little better and, in turn, help you get to know the Frankton Eagles a little better. I also got Coach Brobston's opinions on the greatest players and teams in Frankton Eagles history and talked to Noah and Eli about their first memories of Frankton basketball, which, of course, came during a championship era. Before we get to Coach Brobston, Eli and Noah, and our brief recap of last week and preview of the upcoming week, I want to let you know about my new daily podcast. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going really well, and I could really use your support. Yeah, just please check it out for me. It's every single day. My friends and I are talking about the Pacers, the Colts, IU, Purdue, the Fever, IndyCar, Butler, Notre Dame, national sports, Frankton, Elwood, Alexandria, Madison, Grant County, Tipton County, and LaPel. Again, it's called Greg and His Friends Talk Sports. You can find it on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, or YouTube. It's sports news, it's commentary, and it is a lot of fun. All right, the Frankton Eagles are 12-4 through 16 games and have won 5 in a row after a weekend that saw them sweep Elwood and Tri-Central. During the 5-game winning streak, all 5 victories have come by 20 points or more. They beat Elwood at the Eagles Nest 62-34, then won 67-47 at Tri-Central on Saturday. I did full recaps of those games with Coach Brobston following both of them. If you are a Frankton Eagles fan, and I know you are, who isn't and why wouldn't you be? Please go check those out. The Eagles had 8 losses at this time last year before ripping off 13 wins in a row. There will be 2 Frankton games before the next Frankton Eagles report, and it starts tonight, actually, Thursday. The 11-4 Tri-Titans come to Frankton all the way from Strawn, Indiana, about an hour trip. Thursday's visitors started their season 7-1. Took a couple of losses, but have won 3 of their last 4, including a 46-40 win over North Decatur in their last game. 2 of their 4 losses have come to 13-2 Shenandoah. The Titans are led by a couple of talented sophomores in Brian Kinder and Mason Butler, both forwards. Combined, they average about 21.5 points, almost 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals a game. Midweek next week, Frankton goes to Wabash to face the 5-10 Apaches, who have lost 5 of their last 7, including their last 2 on the road at Northwestern and at Eastern. Not a great Wabash team, but they do have wins over Tipton, Madison Grant, and Mechanic-Wall. And we'll talk more about the Apaches with Coach Brobston after Thursday night's game. Please stay tuned for Brent Brobston, Eli Birch, and Noah Melvin. Hey, I know you're already on your phone or laptop there, checking out my new podcast, Greg and His Friends Talk Sports. While you're at it, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It takes very little effort for you, and it really does help us a lot. Help spread the Central Indiana Sports Report to people who might be interested. Thank you. Welcome back to Coach Brobston, and we are joined by seniors Eli Birch and Noah Melvin. We will get to them in a moment. Coach, first, just for a few minutes, want to talk about Tri-Central. We've talked a little bit about that and the win streak, and then look ahead to Tri on Thursday, actually later today, as the podcast is being released. Your thoughts on the 5-game winning streak and how your team has been performing of late?
We've played extremely well ever since. Really, we had some sickness during the weeks of Eastbrook Oak Hill, and that wasn't an excuse for losing. It's just we had some sickness that we battled throughout that time, especially the Eastbrook week. And then I thought we learned a lot from the Oak Hill game. And beyond that, we've played extremely well every game since. And our team's defending at a high level. They're rebounding at a high level. And they're making improvements offensively too. And I think what's been big for us is that we just got a lot of different guys that aren't afraid to take a shot. And we've also got a lot of different guys that aren't afraid to be a team player and set the right screens.
11-4 through 15 games. I bet you would have taken that.
Oh, go back 12-4.
12-4.
Sorry.
All right. No problem.
Now.
Appreciate it. 12-4 through 16 games. I bet you would have taken that coming into the year.
Yeah, absolutely, because our schedule's difficult. I mean, on the front end of our schedule, there's a lot of tough teams. And
especially the front end.
Yeah, and then you go on the road to Madison Grant, go on the road to Blackford. You don't really know there. You know, those are tough places to go win. Come back, play Westdale, play Tri-Central, play Elwood. Played well in all those games. So, no, we're extremely happy with where we're at with one ultimate goal to win the sectional, and that's what we're trying to do is just get better each day to get to that point.
Coach, I think I knew probably something about almost every team on your schedule, but I know nothing about Tri. Can you tell Frankton fans a little bit about Tri?
Yeah, they're 11-4 early on in the season. I think they start out 8 or 9-0. They're very talented. They got 6'5", 6'4", sophomores that are both double-figure scorers. Very well coached. Coach Renbarger at Oak Hill, it's his son in his first coaching job.
Whoa.
He's done a great job. There's a lot of similarities to the way Oak Hill likes to play and did play in the past. And he's done a really good job. It's a really, really good game for us to be playing during this week. And they're going to present some challenges. They press the entire game. They're going to present challenges that we have not gone against, which is good and that we need to see, and we're ready for the challenge.
I mean, you guys plan on seeing Oak Hill again down the road, right?
That's our goal. That's the ultimate goal. So, you know, we're pushing every day to try to get better and just continue to go the right direction.
Anything specifically that you'd like to see on Thursday?
I would like to see us attack the press and score. And that's one thing that we're going to face in this game that we haven't faced for a while is full court pressure. I think we've gotten better against full court pressure, and we want to now attack teams and score if they're going to try to attack us and press. So I'd like to see that, and I'd like to see us continue to limit turnovers and rebound well. We've been doing those pretty well in the last several games. So if we continue to dominate the boards with effort, that'll be an important part because they do have 6'4" and 6'5" in this game. So taking care of the basketball will be an important part of it also.
Coach, I started this podcast mid-season, so we made it a priority to meet your seniors, and I'm joined by a couple of them, Eli Birch and Noah Melvin. A couple of guys who probably don't get the headlines like the other seniors, probably, but as you've talked about, fit in very well, good team players. Let's go to each one. We'll start with Eli and tell me in particular what they bring to the program.
Well, Eli played JV a lot as a junior, and then he also dressed varsity and played varsity as a junior too. He's kind of a backup to Joey Wright. He's had a tremendous season. He's an example to every kid that wants to start when they're a junior or, you know, they want to play. He waited his turn, but then he's come in this year and been outstanding. Can't say enough about him. I told him that yesterday in practice. I'm more proud of him than probably anyone in terms of that because his mindset didn't change. He's not weak. He's not weak-minded. He just got in there and worked every day to get to where he's at, and he's improved his shot. Defensively, he's been great. He's been a good leader. So, I mean, there's just not enough good things you can say about him. If there's kids out there watching him, they should look up to him because of the way that he's done things and the way that he's made our team better. So really proud of where he's at.
And Noah.
Noah's a glue guy. So Noah's started, you know, he's already had that experience. So for him, he takes a back seat to the statistical part of it. We've had that conversation before. Sure, he would like to score more, maybe shoot more. He takes a backseat to some of that. He guards the best player on the other team sometimes, and sometimes he's just a helper in a position that's different. Basically, Noah has done everything that we've asked, and he's made our team better from that standpoint because you don't get guys like that. I mean, generally in basketball, especially high school, I see a lot of selfish basketball. Noah Melvin shows you exactly what being unselfish is about. He only cares about the team. He only cares about winning. His competition level and the way he competes, like I've said before, he's the guy you'd want to take with you into a fight because you're going to come out winning and he's going to come out swinging. So the bottom line with him is that he's done everything about team basketball and what it's about to win. He makes us better every night because of his energy, his defensive effort. If you watch the way he defended and played in the Blackford game, he's a big reason that we won the way we did up there and how he defended Kitterman. And people were, well, you stopped Leggett. Yeah, we did. But Noah Melvin, what he did on Kitterman was huge in that game. And then what he's done any day that he's called upon has been really good because he's put in so many different scenarios as a player. He's either guarding somebody that's really talented or he may be guarding someone that on their team might be their fourth or fifth best scorer because we want him to be in gaps helping because he reads that stuff really well. So he's having an outstanding senior year, but that's what we expected.
So I told you when I arrived that I wanted to do something a little different, a little less serious, a little more fun. And when I said that, I said grab two guys, and these are the two that you grabbed. So hopefully they're going to be a little more fun. And I'm going to go ask you some questions about your team and get to know them a little better. But first, I want to meet your players here, and I'm going to start with Noah. Noah, just tell me about Eli and what do you feel his role is here?
I mean, Eli's one of our point guards. He'll help bring the ball up if Ashton's not. I think he's a great shooter. We finally got him to start shooting the ball after I don't know how long, and he's been making the threes, so I want him to keep shooting. He fits right in perfect with us.
All right, Eli, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing about Noah. What does he bring?
Noah, he is our glue guy, obviously. He's very funny at practice, actually. Rather Coach B knows it or not.
Well, we hope he's funny on podcast, too. We'll find out.
We'll see about that. And then, yeah, he brings the heart to the team. He gets everybody motivated for games.
Eli, tell me a little bit about this team and the makeup of it, its personality. What makes this team different than any others that you've been on?
I think it's special because, obviously, I'm back with everybody I've grown up with, playing with them again. And we have younger guys coming up and pulling their parts, and I think we can make a deep run.
We talked a little bit about it. The ultimate goal is to win a sectional. Is this team capable of doing that?
Of course. We're definitely capable of winning a sectional. We lost by 1 point last year to a good Tipton team, and I think we can definitely do it. I think we're better than last year. We only lost to LaPel by 1 in a game I think we had, and we obviously just let go. And we've played Tipton. We've beat Taylor. I think we can do it.
All right, Coach. Let's get to know your team a little bit. I'm just going to ask you a series of questions, whatever comes off the top of your head. And it's mostly going to be complimentary, but just don't worry about hurting kids' feelings. It's fine. First of all, I want to know if you had a player who had to deliver a team speech for you, who would it be?
Blake Nickham. Probably. Yeah, I think maybe Blake Nickham would deliver a good speech. I was kind of putting it between him and Stansbury. It'd be one of those two.
Yeah, by the way, feel free to say more than one.
I don't think I'm right, so maybe I'm wrong on that. I'm trying to think of who would be the best at that. But
because that would have been you on your team, right?
No.
No? Who would that have been on your team?
Who that would have been on my team for sure. That might have been, I don't know. Wouldn't have been me. But I don't know. These guys, it'd be interesting to see who they say. Maybe I'm missing out here.
It would be Trey Bennett, no doubt. He gave us halftime speeches in football, so I wouldn't be shocked if he could give one anytime during basketball.
I would either agree with Blake or Trey.
All right, so it's a split.
Yeah, and I was thinking from a term of the classroom, Blake in the locker room, Trey I could see.
In the history of your program, Coach, which player has made you the proudest going forward? Give me 2 or 3 if you want.
These two guys are right up there because they've done everything that you have to do to win and not worried about themselves. So they have been extremely important in that role. We've had kids every year like that. Like Max and Sam Barr were two kids that we had that really didn't care about anything but winning, and they didn't get to play a ton of minutes. But when they came in, they played hard. They were great kids on and off the court. Baron Dietzer's a kid that we had recently, was the same way. Kids that I've had in the past, back in the 10, 15 years ago, I mean, I'll never forget Zach Stevenson and Tanner Walters. Those are kids that just, same thing, that bought into the team and didn't care about how many minutes they got or what they were doing. They were just about the team. So every year you can name, there's just so many that we've had that really have fit that role.
Which player on your team currently is most willing to embarrass themselves?
Probably Ashton. I hate to say it, it's my own kid, but maybe. I don't know. That's my guess there.
Who'd you say, Eli?
Probably Trey.
Oh, yeah. Or Trey. All right. Coach, which of your players would make the best special forces? Army Ranger, Marine, Navy SEAL. Which one? I know I was watching it. I know there's some of them would for sure.
Noah. That's an easy one.
Is that right?
That's what he ought to be doing.
Noah, any plans?
Be born for.
Not right now, but you never know what's going to happen. So maybe.
Coach, which of your players on your current roster has grown most from your expectations from when they entered the program?
Blake Nickham. I mean, I thought he would definitely help us this year and be one of our top 6 guys, but there's been a couple cool things about this. One, he's really exploded onto the scene, and 2, his teammates have accepted it. Like you're taking he's scoring 15 to 20 points a game. Well, Noah's got to accept that. Eli's got to accept that. Trey's got to accept that. Stansbury's got to accept that. And those guys have accepted that, and they've embraced it, and they're right there behind him, patting him on the back instead of being jealous about it. And so Blake has made a huge stride, whereas the rest of them the thing is, all of them have gotten so much better. He's made a huge stride. Eli's made a huge stride. And you knew coming in that Stansbury, Melvin, and Bennett were going to be rock. They were going to be solid. Like those 3 guys have been through the war. So I think Blake's made a real good stride. Ashton, being a freshman, has to step up and play, and he's done okay with it. Blake's made the biggest stride. Isaac Fair's pushing from the other end of JV, trying to get up and help us in some way, and he's done a good job with that as well. But I'd say Blake Nickham's made a considerable stride.
Guys, I'm not using this word as a put down, but who's the biggest nerd on the team?
Oh, like school smarts.
Take it where you want to take it.
Nerd, I probably would say Blake, but not in a bad way, of course. But
oh yeah,
he's always hitting the books. At school, I never see him slacking off. Like some of us, we all get our work done, but yeah, Blake is always definitely up to it.
Books, I would say Blake, but Noah's the biggest nerd. He's always got a book in his hand that he's reading.
Well, does that make you a nerd? That would be really bad for me because I was a literature major in college. So, yeah. You read Shakespeare?
I do not. I don't think I could read Shakespeare.
Our friends like to say he reads the picture books.
Who's the most creative player? As a player, as a person on your team that you couldn't think of?
In what way? Like creativity of?
Take it wherever you want. As a player, who's the most creative?
Oh man, most creative.
How about who's the most creative you've ever had?
Well, if you go by creativity on the court, I'd say Austin Compton.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Because he did all these things that you just didn't think could happen. It was like, wow, that just happened. Impressed you as a coach on the court all the time. He would be the one from that creativity standpoint. He created a lot of things offensively and defensively that you just didn't see coming from this team. Everybody's pretty fundamentally sound. I don't know that we have anyone out there that's just trying to create or too creative with things. They might have a different opinion of creativity in the classroom. Maybe I'm missing.
I don't know about in the classroom.
Any artists,
I think it's going to sound hilarious. I think Trey Bennett could invent something one day. I don't know how useful it'll be, but I've seen him come up with some things where you're like, what are you doing? And then it's like, wow, that worked out. and he always finds a use for something.
I don't have anybody.
Who's your best athlete overall, you think? You can name more than one if you want.
I mean, Stansbury, Melvin, and Nickham are they're very good athletes. Bennett's right there with them. Birch has a lot of athleticism. It's hard to say. Stansbury's he's a great athlete overall. So is Melvin.
Which one of them runs track?
Noah.
Okay, so it goes to Noah then, because everybody knows that. Plus, he's a Melvin, and Melvins are legendary in Elwood. It makes sense.
Best track runners, Blake. Blake is. I'm excited to see him run, but I don't know. Best athlete. I think I would give it to Blake.
Blake would be tough to beat. It's probably I mean, Nickham's he is a very, very good athlete, but we've got several of them.
Which of these kids is going to be richest when they grow up?
Will Melvin. Will's a genius. Just the way it is. That kid could probably never have to study, and he could walk right in and get done whatever he needs. Super, super smart. But our manager, Caleb Shipley.
There you go. That's right.
He's pretty smart, too.
We're going to talk to him one day, too.
To Jonah Wright.
Oh, yeah, true. Jonah Wright, freshman manager.
Why Jonah?
He's very smart. He knows what he's doing.
Very good math student.
Genius at chess.
Yes.
Genius at chess.
Any of these kids you think one day will be famous?
You never know. Maybe Trey Bennett will be famous for inventing something.
That's right. Famous for...
Who would that be that could be famous?
Comedian, an artist, an actor. Anybody going to be a politician?
Landon Jones for comedian.
Trey Bennett for invention.
I think maybe Ethan. Not sure how, not sure in what way, but I feel like he's everywhere we've been. He always finds a way to become popular. I know it sounds odd, but it wouldn't shock me too much if somehow, some way.
All right, Coach. I'm going to ask you a question that's probably unfair to you, but can you rank some of your greatest teams of all time and where they belong in your heart? I know you love them all.
2026 for sure first.
That's right.
Because that's the one I'm coaching.
That's right.
I do think this team's really good and plays really well. And they're right up there in the mix. 2014 was an excellent team. I mean, we didn't win a championship in 2014. Compton got sick and ended up in the hospital and did not play in the sectional. Had he played in that sectional, I think that team could have made a really deep run. And they stepped up and still had one of the best sectional championship games I've ever seen. There's 27 threes made by two teams in that sectional championship game. I think we made 14 and Wapahani made 13. And Austin, unfortunately, wasn't able to play in that game. We played Wapahani, who won that game, beat us by 1. But that was a really good team, 2014. Aaron Korn, Austin Compton. And then, 2015 was a phenomenal team as well, making a state run. 2017, same thing. One of the most overachieving teams, like last year, 2025, that team, people didn't expect what would happen. We won 14 in a row, finished 17-6 or 17-9. Sometimes, because if you read like what John Wooden talks about in his books of some of your greatest accomplishments don't have championships attached to them, people don't understand that.
Of course.
But the 2025 team really accomplished a lot. 2020 came back after the 2019 team, who had went to the Final Four and was excellent. 2019 was an outstanding team, one of the best I had. Again, 2020 came back, and no one thought they would do much. They exceeded all expectations, almost pulled off the sectional title that year, got beat in the finals that year. So I don't know. Every team that we've had has been unique in what they have, but they've all worked with one common goal. I think we've been very fortunate at Frankton because everybody here will run through a wall for their community, and they've played to win for their community. We have great attendance at home games. Everyone loves this gym. It's old, unique. Every time somebody comes here, they tell me, man, I wish we could play here. We've built a family atmosphere in the last 18 years I've been here. But I think, basketball here, as you know, was very good through the 80s and 90s too. Had there been class basketball, Calvin Bailey and Rex Bacher would have won multiple sectional championships, in my opinion.
And more.
And, I mean, they almost won them in the Anderson sectional. So I still go back to like all that because it's just, there's so many good teams that have played here. Like you go back and, too, like 1985, great team. You had Korn and Warner and very good team there. And then you had Kevin Wright before that. And then you go to the 91 team. They get beat by Anderson Highland on last second three. 91 team.
Third best team in the entire state, as we mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, they lost to Highland, who lost to the state champion.
Right, in overtime, in double overtime.
Yeah, 95, we had a really good team. That was my senior year, and I think we had a great team that year and lost by 1 to a really good Ellick team that had Hosier and Hahn. But when you start getting into and there's so many of them, 98 was a good team. They got beat in the sectional finals by, just a little. Sanders and our principal.
It's been my whole life. Frankton excels at basketball and pretty much everything else.
There's just so many now.
Great time.
Back to the ones I coached, obviously the ones that have went, 15 was special, 17, 19 special. Those teams made deep runs. The 2012 team was a lot of fun because they weren't expected to win the sectional, and then they come out storming, and we beat LaPel by 20, and then we won in the semifinals against Winchester on a last-second shot, and then we beat Muncie Burst in the championship game, who was like 17-4, so they weren't expected to win that, and they did. That was pretty cool, too.
Guys, do you guys remember any of those teams, those championship teams?
I do.
Tell me what you remember.
I remember going to the state game when I was very young, watching. It was a cool experience.
Did you have a favorite player?
A few years later, I did have a favorite player. It was Brayton Kane.
Do you remember any of those teams?
I remember going to watch the state games. I was young. I remember Maurice Knight. I still, to this day, think that those teams, they had to all be like 7 foot comparative. I don't think we could ever match up.
Coach, thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to talk to Eli and Noah and everyone I've met. It's been a lot of fun. They're not quite as special as you said they were, but pretty close. So thanks so much, Coach, for your time as always.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Eli. Thanks, Noah. Thank you for listening. Please do us a huge favor and share this podcast with a Frankton fan in your life. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.